Philosophy, from Greek philosophia, literally love of wisdom, is the study of general and fundamental problems concerning matters such as existence, knowledge, values, reason, mind, and language. The term was probably coined by Pythagoras around 570 to 495 BCE. Philosophical methods include questioning, critical discussion, rational argument, and systematic presentation. Classic philosophical questions include: is it possible to know anything and to prove it? What is most real? Philosophers also pose more practical and concrete questions such as: is there a best way to live? Is it better to be just or unjust? If one can get away with it? Do humans have free will? Historically, philosophy encompassed any body of knowledge. From the time of ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle to the 19th century, natural philosophy encompassed astronomy, medicine, and physics. For example, Newton's 1687 Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy later became classified as a book of physics. In the 19th century, the growth of modern research universities led academic philosophy and other disciplines to professionalize and specialize. Since then, various areas of investigation that were traditionally part of philosophy have become separate academic disciplines, such as psychology, sociology, linguistics, and economics. Today, major subfields of academic philosophy include metaphysics, which is concerned with the fundamental nature of existence and reality; epistemology, which studies the nature of knowledge and belief; ethics, which is concerned with moral value; and logic, which studies the rules of inference that allow one to derive conclusions from true premises. Other notable subfields include philosophy of religion, philosophy of science, political philosophy, aesthetics, philosophy of language, and philosophy of mind. Definitions: there is wide agreement that philosophy from the ancient Greek philos, love, and sophia, wisdom, is characterized by various general features. It is a form of rational inquiry. It aims to be systematic, and it tends to critically reflect on its own methods and presuppositions. But approaches that go beyond such vague characterizations to give a more interesting or profound definition are usually controversial. Often they are only accepted by theorists belonging to a certain philosophical movement and are revisionistic in that many presumed parts of philosophy would not deserve the title philosophy if they were true. Etymology: the word philosophy comes from the ancient Greek words philos, love, and sophia, wisdom. Some sources say that the term was coined by pre-Socratic philosopher Pythagoras, but this is not certain. The word entered the English language primarily from Old French and Anglo-Norman starting around 1175 CE. The French philosophy is itself a borrowing from the Latin philosophia. The term philosophy acquired the meanings of advanced study of speculative subjects: logic, ethics, physics, and metaphysics. Deep wisdom consisting of love of truth and virtuous living. Profound learning as transmitted by the ancient writers. And the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, and the basic limits of human understanding. Before the modern age, the term philosophy was used in a wide sense. It included most forms of rational inquiry, such as the individual sciences, as its subdisciplines. For instance, natural philosophy was a major branch of philosophy. This branching of philosophy encompassed a wide range of fields, including disciplines like physics, chemistry, and biology. An example of this usage is the 1687 book Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica by Isaac Newton. This book referred to natural philosophy in its title, but it is today considered a book of physics. The meaning of philosophy changed toward the end of the modern period when it acquired a more narrowing meaning common today. In this sense, the term is mainly associated with disciplines like metaphysics, epistemology, and ethics. Among other topics, it covers the rational study of reality, knowledge, and values. It is distinguished from other disciplines of rational inquiry such as the empirical sciences and mathematics. Conceptions of philosophy. General conceptions. The practice of philosophy is characterized by several general features. It is a form of rational inquiry, it aims to be systematic, and it tends to critically reflect on its own methods and presuppositions. It requires attentively thinking long and carefully about the provocative, vexing, and enduring problems central to the human condition. The philosophical pursuit of wisdom involves asking general and fundamental questions. It often does not result in straightforward answers, but may help a person to better understand the topic, examine their life, dispel confusion, and overcome prejudices and self-deceptive ideas associated with common sense. For example, Socrates stated that the unexamined life is not worth living, to highlight the role of philosophical inquiry in understanding one's own existence. And according to Bertrand Russell, the man who has no tincture of philosophy that goes through life imprisoned in the prejudices derived from common sense, from the habitual beliefs of his age or his nation, and from convictions which have grown up in his mind without the cooperation or consent of his deliberate reason. Academic definitions. Attempts to provide more precise definitions of philosophy are controversial and are studied in meta-philosophy. Some approaches argue that there is a set of essential features shared by all parts of philosophy. Others see only weaker family resemblances or contend that it is merely an empty blanket term. Precise definitions are often only accepted by theorists belonging to a certain philosophical movement and are revisionistic according to Soren, Overgaard, etc., in that many presumed parts of philosophy would not deserve the title of philosophy if they were true. Some definitions characterize philosophy in relation to its method, like pure reasoning. Others focus on its topic, for example, as the study of the biggest patterns of the world as a whole or as the attempt to answer the big questions. Such an approach is pursued by Immanuel Kant, who holds that the task of philosophy is united by four questions. What can I know? What should I know? What may I hope? And what is the human being? Both approaches have the problem that they are usually either too wide, by including non-philosophical disciplines, or too narrow, by excluding some philosophical subdisciplines.